Just over 4 years ago, the United States SEC filed its lawsuit against Ripple. I'm finally able to announce that this case has ended. Today is a victory and a long overdue surrender by the SEC. The SEC, under Chairman Gary Gensler, went after the whole industry, using the same arguments they used against us. They weren't out to protect investors. They were out to intimidate and terrorize.
In recent weeks, we've witnessed an astounding reversal of fortune for the cryptocurrency market under President Trump. Now, this continues as the SEC, under mounting pressure, has finally dropped its case against Ripple. Now, this was a case that was a blatant act of intimidation initiated during the Biden years to threaten investors and stifle innovation in the crypto sector, all the while bringing the economy to the brink due to reckless government regulations that jeopardize the financial well-being of millions of Americans. Now, behind this calamitous situation that the Trump administration is thankfully rectifying was the SEC, fueled by a radical agenda that sought to impose control over the burgeoning crypto market precisely because they couldn't control it. In a desperate attempt to uphold the failed Biden policies, they consistently attempted to squash the very technologies that could have lifted our economy back to solid ground. However, joining us today is Dan Ryder, an expert on cryptocurrency and its potential to revolutionize finance. He's going to provide key insights into what's happening now with the crypto market and why courageous patriots need to take action and get into the game. And you can do that today by clicking on the link below and booking a free call with Dan and his team to discuss how to navigate these often turbulent crypto waters and seize the opportunities that lie ahead. Dan, welcome. Great to see you as always, my friend.
Hey, Dr. Steve. Good to see you as well.
Awesome. So, I mean, you've been on the front lines of the cryptocosm for years now. What do you think is really unfolding in the crypto world right now? Specifically, I'm thinking in terms of how this SEC reversal with Ripple is a game changer.
Yeah, we're seeing how this changing of the guard in America is unlocking this industry to explode. I mean, in the prior administration, we had nothing but stifling going on, right? Lawsuits by the SEC, lawfare. We saw a ton of that, not just in crypto. In many arenas, we saw lawfare. And now we're seeing a complete 180. So dropping the suit against Ripple, and it's not only Ripple. There are dozens of companies, dozens of suits have been just dropped, right? Totally dropped. Coinbase, I mean, every single major leader that was being attacked unfairly by our government trying to innovate this new industry in front of us, all of it's over. So now we can thrive in America finally with crypto.
Just as parentheses, I remember when, if you guys will find out, Dan is my crypto mentor. And I remember talking to you in one of our meetings, how I was having issues with Coinbase. I've actually had people talk to me or in some of the Q&A, ask me, I'm having some issues with Coinbase. And I remember you telling me, yeah, well, this is obviously a few months back. Yeah, well, they're under scrutiny right now. The SEC is just it's making life very hard for them, and therefore it gets passed down to its users.
Yes, their hands were so tied. It affected customer service in a really horrendous way. I mean, you had no freedom to use the exchange freely. Every little thing was for new accounts, and most people are signing up to these services for the first time. They had to heavily scrutinize to prove, the false allegations of crypto's only use case is, laundering money and funding
drug
terror,
lords.
Right?
Yeah. Right. Oh, and by the way, the good news is, yes, my crypto account has gotten my buying power that they're allowed has gotten huge. So something's happened. That's very, very excited about that. I mean, what would you say? What key role did the SEC play in stifling crypto innovation in Biden's administration?
Oh, wow. I think they were the number one blocker. There were two key things that happened. I mean, you had this Operation Choke Point to kind of debank crypto businesses, but then equally, if not more aggressively, was this lawfare action that the SEC pretty much spearheaded. And what we saw was, because we have a lack of clear regulations about some aspects of this industry, right, which is fortunately getting resolved. We've had things pass through the House and moving through the Senate now, and obviously this new administration is all on board the blockchain tech and crypto bandwagon. But the fact remains that there are some things that were unclear, and the SEC is an agency that exists to establish rules and provide guidelines for companies to operate, right, in this regulated industry. Right. And instead of making rules and providing clarity, what they did was just attack. They would issue these things called a Wells notice, which is just a friendly courtesy saying, hey, we're not saying you're doing anything wrong, but you might be, and for that reason, we're investigating you, and it's going to feel like a lawsuit. And then it probably will be one, right? Like 9 out of 10 times it turned into a formal suit. And so the SEC just brought charges and allegations against great outstanding businesses like Coinbase, right? Corporations that were running crypto projects like Ripple. They just attacked these entities and groups, and didn't provide them any outlet to try to do the right thing. In fact, these businesses pleaded with the SEC, please tell us how would you like us to register? How would you like us to do ABC? And then, nothing, just a fake bogus PR tour by previous head or chair Gary Gensler saying, oh, these companies won't register. They won't follow the law. And it was just total nonsense trying to manipulate the public view of this whole space.
Yeah, it's a kabuki theater. Yeah, and I've even seen it in the big tech world. It's changed since Trump took office, but during the Biden years, they would just harass you in the end. That's it. It's just these big tech or in this case, the SEC, they would just harass companies. There's no other reason why they were giving them the time of day other than which is just to stifle their activity and to discourage others from getting involved as well, because they don't want to get hassled, certainly not from the government. In your opinion, just how did the SEC get away with this overreach all throughout the Biden years, pushing regulations? I mean, in many ways, it nearly derailed a market that could have saved our economy. I mean, you would think they would want crypto to flourish.
Yeah, I think, in many ways they got away with it because there was really no way to all this direction was coming from the head, right? Gary Gensler. And that's not a position. The chair of the SEC is not a position that you can easily get rid of. I mean, it's an appointed position. And so literally the president would have to fire Gary, and which wasn't going to happen under the old guard, right? They were anti-crypto. They were pro, all the scary things, which fortunately, thank God we're out of that phase, right? The threats of CBDCs and just personal liberties non-existing. I mean, the entire agenda of the last administration was anything but personal sovereignty and liberty, which is what crypto and blockchain truly represents. And so there was just no reasonable action that people in the industry could take other than play defense. There was no way to remove these attacks.
I'm convinced they would sink the economy before they would allow it to escape their control. They had to control. Managerialism just requires control, and I think they'll all be financially well off on their end. They know before they sink anything, they know where to put their and store their money and their investments. So it just seemed like the fact that they can't control crypto drives them crazy, and it just seems it's such a game changer with Trump, where he's just like, unleash it, man, go and just prosper. I'm just, let's all have fun with it. I'll even start my own coin. Is that so? What I mean is that what's the hope that you offer those who are looking to build wealth in the space? Is this the time to get involved with crypto? Is it too late? Is it already peaked, or is this literally just the beginning?
No, I'd say this isn't the beginning, but this is the end of the phase of being early, right? Like if enter the arena, or if you enter this market a year from now, 2 years from now, you're going to be late. Of course, there's going to be growth ahead. The industry is so immature. I mean, the entire crypto market cap is about $3 trillion. That's about the size of Apple, right? Or any major
Wow, really? That's
international
it?
company.
Ah,
So it's a
it has
baby.
so much room to just
Yeah.
explode.
You hear Bitcoin's, it hit 100K and it's bobbing around thereabouts. And you think you missed it because what other asset is worth $100,000 per unit, right? And so it's got this sticker shock to it, but people don't realize how immature the entire sector is. I mean, we're looking at by 2030, a $100 trillion asset class.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
Even if it hits 30 trillion, right, by 2030, let's say the experts are wrong, right? And these forecasts are just way too ambitious. We're still probably at least a 10x from where we are right now by 2030. And so
in a matter of 5 years.
Yeah. So it's not crazy to think of a price of Bitcoin of pushing $1 million in I mean, it's not going to happen this year, but in the very near future. And so, this is a really interesting time. This has been kind of like a blessing in disguise. Trump's coming in, he's cleaning house. There's a lot that he's doing to shake up our economy and to stop the incessant money printing and this kind of doom loop of devaluing the dollar. He wants the dollar to thrive. And his team understands that technology is headed towards decentralized finance and cryptocurrency innovation, right? And so they're upfitting the dollar to thrive, right? We want to take the dollar, the world's reserve currency, and we want to upgrade it to match the technology of how we need to do payments and storing wealth, transferring wealth globally, right? You hear this term, the tokenization of assets. So this is a huge thing. And so what's interesting is the Trump family is investing in DeFi, right? They're supporting this industry.
And when you say DeFi, Dan, just define that for us.
Decentralized finance, right? These are kind of payment rails that the entire world can participate in. The way we transmit money around the world, it's so antiquated. And the people who know it best are those if you've ever sent a wire over to a relative overseas, and you know how long it took for the money to get there. I mean, that's just one tiny example of how archaic our payments.
The Pony Express finance.
Yeah. And so where am I going with what I'm saying? The timing right now is so amazing because we've seen this slight pullback in the market because Trump is trying to unwind some of the damage from the previous administration. So you see him running around threatening tariffs and all this stuff. And this short term is creating a window of opportunity. It kind of gave you a 3-month or so reset, right, before we head into this golden age, right? So if you ever wanted to get into something and you feel like, man, I missed it. I wish I had a second chance. It's right now. Right now is the time. So I think this is a huge opportunity for people to get involved.
Yeah, they're calling it cyber civilization. Just the world is becoming more and more digitalized. I mean, there's no stopping it, and it's and money is getting caught up into this cyber cosm, this literal cyber civilization. And there's no stop. And this is your chance to get in, like you said, kind of on the end of I think you said it once. I'm trying to remember. It was we were chatting together, or it was on interview I did. I think you said this is like a baseball game. We're like in the second or third inning. Is that correct? Do you remember giving an analogy like that?
Yeah, we're entering the next phase of where the industry is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so it's I like how you put it. It's kind of the end of the beginning. You're still at the beginning phase of it.
Yes.
And like you said, I mean, 100,000 Bitcoin is nothing compared to what they're estimating. It's going to be $1 million Bitcoin in the very near future. And incredible stuff. So if people click on the link below and have you as their mentor, like Agat, their crypto mentor, just walk them through how Prime DeFi kind of helps them navigate this chaos and seize the moment. A lot of people, I know for me too, just a couple of years ago, we just never even knew what sense to make of crypto. It's so foreign to so many people. How do you help kind of just sort of, just hold our hands and just kind of walk us into the crypto world?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we cover all those basics in our community. We help. We're doing something amazing in a way that we're allowing people. We talk about being early into things, right? Having a chance to be early is huge, right? Especially in the investing world. And because of where the industry's at, there's a lot of opportunity that hits these parallel markets that are on the blockchain first. Okay. And these are DeFi, decentralized finance markets. And people don't know how to access these, right? The best people can do that have tried on their own, especially if you're a bit older, not as tech savvy per se, but you're not a basket case with a computer, but you're confused, you're overwhelmed. It seems like maybe it's a young man's game and it's not for you. All that is false. You just need a little direction to show you how to get some liquidity, some cash into the system, and you can go get into these opportunities in these DeFi markets, right? Most people don't know how to do that. So our main goal at Prime DeFi is to help people understand how they can get into these markets, because by the time something gets to Coinbase and these Robinhood and these other markets where anyone can buy these things, you missed that early phase of the growth of these things, right? So there's such a huge opportunity in that regard. And number two, when you invest in things, it's usually to sell later for a return, right? You could build wealth for the future, but there's another game in DeFi, and that is creating cash flow. And so we show people, if you're going to own these things, you might as well put them to work instead of just hanging around waiting for a big payday. You can actually earn a cash flow off of these now. So we show people what this is like and what it entails. And we kind of demystify it, right? So, that's the core of what we focus on.
It's awesome. And again, gang, I've worked with Dan. Dan's been my crypto mentor, and he's absolutely amazing. And he can do the same for you. And now's the time to take action. Obviously, with the SEC dropping the case against Ripple, I mean, the sky is literally the limit for how cryptocurrency can take off. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, then scan the QR code on the screen or click the link below to schedule your free call with Dan and his team. Seriously, gang, do not miss this amazing opportunity. You're going to be able to work with my own personal crypto mentor and change the trajectory of your financial future. Make sure to click on that link below right now. It's going to be a game changer. Thanks so much, Dan. Good to see you again. As always, we're going to have to get back together and get back. I'm going to, like I told you before the interview, I'm like, I almost feel like I'm a little out of shape in the crypto world. I've been out of it for a little bit, but you got to be like my personal trainer and get me back into the game.
Yeah, you bet, Dr. Steve. And that's the beauty of how we structured our community, is that we give people a way to do this where you can come to it, work on it, step away, come back. It doesn't, nothing's disrupted. Your assets are there. They're appreciating, they're earning yield, and it's a great thing. So yeah, we're going to get you squared away.
There you go. Excellent, Dan. Excellent. Come back soon.
Yes, sir.